Good afternoon. Good afternoon. You are listening to Whissel Weekends here on AM 1170. The Answer. My name is Kyle Whissel, your host with Whissel Realty. Joined as always by Mr. Jason Hall with Team Home Loans. Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I think you were out last week, right?
I've been out a few weeks.
You have. You were at the Chargers fan club thing last week, right?
You still tease me. So, again, we're both San Diego natives, if you're tuning in for the first time. And Kyle loves to tease me because I have been literally the San Diego Charger homer my entire life. And I love the players, but I cannot support any company or any entity that pulls away their business from San Diego. I can understand their frustration being a business owner. Kyle can work with politics and different stuff. We can understand certain frustrations, but we love the community. We love to do things. And in fact, this is the beginning, Kyle, of our 5th year doing originally Whissel Wednesdays, now Whissel Weekends, you and I. But yet, that intro music is all you. And now we have Steve and Paul that fill in for, 1 week for us a month. We might need to change that up. What do you think?
You write the script.
Who's got time, right? Yeah.
Right? All we need is somebody to write the script. Do you want your name on there?
I don't care about that.
You
my
write
name,
the script, baby.
I just think we should, because your company continues to grow.
Right.
I mean, we've talked about this in the past, but to bring up people, up to date, you're laughing at me already because I just kind of stumble on my words all the time. And that's been in time with Ray. We can talk about Ray later. But literally, when we first met, you didn't have a real estate license. You started seeing, hey, I could make some money. You got your license. You were like, wow, Jason, I think I can build a team. And it literally was just you. And you continue to amaze not only me, but others. And flying back in last night from Spokane, I was just going, clean up my videos and pictures. And I'm seeing pictures over the last 5-6 years of kind of how your team has changed and gotten bigger, how you now speak on stages across the world, for real estate conferences. And it's just amazing. And I'm like, I remember when this guy had a mohawk and was 19 years old, right? I know you don't want to hear people that, you got a mohawk, but.
No, I still want a mohawk. I can't wait till the day when I can have a mohawk and speak on stage and it'd be totally cool. There's still people who may not be okay with the mohawk thing, but I can't wait. But the problem is, by the time I get to that point in my career, I'm going to be lucky to have any hair left.
You're right. You know what? Because some of us lose hair faster than others. And it's all genetics, right?
Right.
I mean, that's why I tell your wife, right? Hey, this is what you married,
You're stuck with me.
You're stuck with me. So how you been?
I've been good.
Good. So you did, I know a week and a half ago or so, you did a Spartan race. And what is a Spartan race, just so we understand?
So a Spartan race, they have 3 different distances in Spartan race, which is very smart for them. And they've got one for those that just want a quick little short run. They've got the Spartan Sprint, which is usually like a 3 to 5 mile race. And there's a ton of obstacles mixed in there. Climbing over walls. What was there?
And this
climbing
is all the same
under
day. So they have these 3 different races all the same day. And people
not all the same day, different days and different locations.
Okay.
So this one was kind of unique. Typically, these things are, out in the wilderness. Sometimes there's some mud involved and stuff like that. This was a unique one that it was inside Dodger Stadium.
Wow.
So we drove up to LA and it was cool. This course ended up being 4 miles and you're running in and out of the stadium and stuff. It was fun. Dodger Stadium is a complete dump, but the location is killer. Like the views from Dodger Stadium are phenomenal. Like
so
you're just
our
overlooking
San Diego Stadium's
the whole
not
skyline.
Too bad after seeing the Dodger Stadium?
Correct. I mean, our stadium, we are very fortunate. Petco Park, beautiful, beautiful place. Love Petco Park. But the views from Dodger Stadium are pretty rad because it sits up and overlooks the whole skyline of downtown LA, and it was great. But yeah, Spartan races are fun. It's just a way to get out with your friends and do something,
And
with
roughly
some physical
how many
fitness.
people actually ran that race that day you ran it? What would you
The
guess?
stadium ones have less people because they're smaller,
right.
But there were a few thousand people for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was fun. So they have 3 different distances. One that's 3 to 5 miles. That's the sprint. They've got one that's 8 to 10 miles. That is the super. And then they have one that's 12 to 14 miles.
Basically
and that's called the Beast. Half marathon with 30 obstacles mixed in.
No, thank you.
Why not? You've already done a Tough Mudder. That was like 10 or 11 miles.
I can remember that number, right? Like that is, a Tough Mudder was difficult. But there were stops and stuff. With all the obstacles, there's a chance to kind of recover a little bit because you're waiting for people to get through the obstacles we went through as a team. Where the half marathon, we ran at different paces, you and I. So although a lot of us started together, nobody finished together. And my whole goal was to just be continued all the way through. At least the first one, and I made it all the way without stopping. And the second one, you stayed with me, or else I probably would have stopped because I was tight. You can't run and go any slower than I was going, right, Kyle? It was like
I mean, to say what you were doing was running might be generous.
Exactly a year ago.
It was May last year. Yeah. To call what you were doing running, I mean, you're being pretty generous there, Jason. I mean, I've seen many people. I think my daughter can run faster than what you were doing there. So,
because she ran 13.1 miles. That's the question.
I don't know. She doesn't stop right now.
I bet you know. I know your wife's ran half marathons. I know you've ran a lot. I'm certain the little one will be running at some point in some event. So get ready.
I hope so. They do like little Spartan kids and Tough Mudder kids for the young ones. I think you got to be like 5 years old or 6 or something like that. But I can't wait to do one of them with her.
You'd be the dad that puts her in there too, and you'd be
assuming she likes it, of course. But yeah, it'd be so fun to do that stuff.
So what guests we got in here with us today?
So yeah, we've got one of the newest members of the Whissel Realty team, and I'm gonna let you say it the way you do, but I'm gonna go with Eunice. How is it properly pronounced?
My name is Eunice De Alba. Yeah, that's the way. But
So give me some history on that. Where you from, or where your family and heritage, stuff like that, because that's very unique. I've never seen pronounced that way, and I couldn't pronounce it either way right now. I'm afraid it's Eunice is how you're kind of the American pronunciation. Is that?
Yeah, that's the American pronunciation.
Okay.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah, well, my story goes back to, I was born and raised in Mexico.
Okay. What part?
Guadalajara. That's the southern part of Mexico. Guadalajara is actually the second major city in Mexico. The first one is Mexico DF, and then is Guadalajara, and the third one is Monterrey. So yeah, I've been like a cosmopolitan girl most of my life, and then my family, my father was in sales actually for the longest time, and he got promoted to a new position to move out of the state. And then we moved from Guadalajara to Tijuana. When that happened, my mom was devastated because, the bad reputation that Tijuana got, it was my mom
was freaking
in tears, and so at that
we're
time.
We're going to go where? How many family? What was the size of the family at the time?
I have three siblings, so we're like a family of 6.
Okay.
And my mom was really scared. She was like, oh, I don't want my kids to like do things and bad things and this and that. But, you have to follow the core values of a family, and we were all good. So then
from there, age were you when you got to Tijuana?
I was 19.
Okay.
I was 19 years old. I was old enough to know better, to not get
You're
myself in trouble.
Graduated high school and looking at extra education?
Yes, that's right. So
and you were saying from there?
Yep. And then from there, I just, wanted to venture out, and I moved to San Diego, and then, I opened up a business, and then I started doing sales.
Wow.
Yep.
So you love San Diego. You found paradise.
Yep. I mean, I've been lucky enough to like travel a little bit, and San Diego is like any other city that I've ever wanted to leave. I mean, you have all the access to everything, whether it's the beach 5 minutes from my house or like the woods, and like.
Right. You know what it doesn't have? It doesn't have a football team right now.
I know.
Not an NFL football team,
I know. That's kind of sad, but oh well.
Yeah. No, it is the greatest city. I mean, they mentioned earlier, I had a chance to spend the last couple of days up in Spokane. I've got an uncle that's in bad shape. We had to get him in a hospice yesterday. But, he's had a great life, and God's got him in his hands, and he's an amazing place. We were so excited to give him the place he's at. And whether he lives another hour or another year, he's led a good life. And I was in Coeur d'Alene yesterday. So flew into Spokane. It's only 20 miles to Coeur d'Alene. That's where we were able to find a nice hospice, and it's beautiful. There's so much beautiful places, right? I mean, it kind of opened your eyes that, hey, there's other unique places. But overall, when you've traveled and go everywhere, it's really hard to beat San Diego, right, guys?
Not just the visual, but the weather. Like, it is beautiful. We just went up to Seattle. Gorgeous water, plants and trees. And, I mean, it's beautiful up there. But it rains 100, 200 days a year. Like, that's not exactly like, there's literally psychological studies that prove that weather has an effect on your mentality. So it's like, do you really want that? Like, are people really as happy when it rains hundreds of days a year versus here where it rains a dozen days a year?
Well, I know this. They love their Seahawks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's one crazy city. I mean,
All their
even,
sports
all their
teams, and
sports,
they've
their
got
soccer,
the Sounders up there.
Yeah, they are all in for their franchises. And many of them
Just
aren't
like
born
you
and
with your
raised there.
Chargers. I mean, you got to be all in with your
Used
team.
to be with my San Diego. I always will be a San Diego Charger fan, Kyle. I know he loves teasing me on this, Eunice. He loves teasing because he knows he gets a little reaction from Mr. Hall. So always a San Diego Charger fan, but cannot support any business that pulls jobs and pulls lives away from San Diego. I just,
Right.
so many people listening right now, don't realize they're buying goods and services that are, actually hurting our jobs here in San Diego. And so,
Do you
I
see
get
the
it
guy in
myself
the
on.
draft? It was like, I think the NFL let a fan from each team pick the very last player.
No,
See the Charger guy?
no, I didn't see the Charger guy. Tell us, Todd. This is
The guy
producer
goes
Todd.
up there.
Go ahead.
Guy goes up there and he's like, with the 256th picks in the draft, and he starts to say the Los Angeles, and he stops and he goes, always in my heart, the San Diego Chargers pick, and they said the guy's name. And at the end in Spanish, he basically said, Cowboy fans, we'll see you in the Super Bowl. Cowboy fans, go to hell.
Really? He
Oh,
said
wow.
it in Espanol, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
He didn't cut his mic.
I wonder what it was.
Wow. He's just a guy that loves the Chargers. I mean,
His name was Jason Hall. I mean,
Well-
it's no big deal.
so we talked about this. We actually went and saw the Chargers play in L.A. against Buffalo Bill because Kyle's got family from Buffalo going way back. And so he's always been a Bills supporter. We've always gone to that game, so we had to go up there. And driving up, Kyle goes, hey, Jason, we may have an opportunity. Our box is real close to the Spanos box, which is the owner of the Chargers. And the friend of mine that owns the box would like to introduce us to the Spanoses. What would you do? And I'm like, dude, I don't even want to see this guy. I might literally punch him. Right. And Kyle's like, you're serious. I'm like, Kyle, I'm serious. I mean, I know I'm a business owner and stuff, but I'm just passionate. Right. So it's like, I'm like, I don't want to go over there. So some of the other guys went over at halftime, but I literally could not. I don't want to put myself in a room with the guy.
I love it.
Yeah. So what do we got coming up?
We're going to head to a break here on Whissel Weekends. When we get back, Eunice, we're going to talk a little more about your journey that led you into the real estate industry. You're listening to Whissel Weekends, AM 1170, The Answer.